Literary background 20th century. Social realism. Introduction. Voices from the margins. Welcome to the world of social realism, a literary movement where stories are gritty, grounded, and unapologetically human. These mid-20th century authors didn't just tell stories, they revealed the struggles of working-class life, the pain of injustice, and the quiet resilience of people living through turbulent times. Let's meet the writers who dared to speak truth to power. John Steinbeck, chronicler of human endurance. John Steinbeck's novels like The Grapes of Wrath, Of Mice and Men, and East of Eden give voice to the voiceless. In the dust and despair of the Great Depression, characters like Tom and Ma Joad struggle to survive, yet carry hope like a flame. Steinbeck's realism reminds us that even in poverty, there is dignity, courage, and love. George Orwell, Truth Against Tyranny. Orwell's 1984, Animal Farm and Homage to Catalonia are more than fiction. They are warnings. His characters, like Winston Smith and Julia, live in worlds where truth is distorted and freedom erased. Orwell's prose is crisp, his message is clear. Never stop questioning authority and never surrender your voice. Harper Lee, Innocence Meets Injustice. In To Kill a Mockingbird, Harper Lee tells a powerful story through the eyes of a child. Scout Finch, her father Atticus, and Tom Robinson confront racial prejudice in the American South. With simplicity and empathy, Lee exposes the ugliness of injustice while holding on to the beauty of moral courage. 5. Richard Wright, Raw and Unfiltered Realism. Richard Wright's native son and black boy burn with emotional intensity. Bigger Thomas, a black man trapped in a racist system, becomes both victim and symbol. Wright's work is uncompromising. It forces us to confront structural racism and the despair it breeds in urban America. Ralph Ellison, The Invisibility of Identity. In Invisible Man, Ralph Ellison explores what it means to be unseen in your own country. The unnamed narrator moves through a society that refuses to see him. Ellison's blend of surrealism and realism cuts deep, turning personal experience into a powerful reflection on race, individuality, and truth. James Baldwin, The Fire Next Time. James Baldwin doesn't just write, he preaches, he pleads, he awakens. In Go Tell It on the Mountain, Giovanni's Room, and The Fire Next Time, Baldwin wrestles with race, sexuality, and faith. Characters like John and Gabriel Grimes reflect the pain of oppression and the hunger for love and dignity. 8. Kingsley Amis, Satire with a Smile. With novels like Lucky Jim and One Fat Englishman, Kingsley Amis pokes fun at post-war British society. His characters, such as Jim Dixon and Margaret Peel, are awkward, frustrated, and undeniably human. Amis's wit exposes the hypocrisy and absurdity of academia and class conventions. 9. Alan Sillitoe, The Rebel's Voice. Alan Sillitoe brings us gritty, unapologetic stories of working-class Britain in Saturday night and Sunday morning and the loneliness of the long-distance runner. Through Arthur Seaton's voice and Sillitoe's direct language, we hear the frustration of youth, the hunger for freedom, and the fight against societal constraints. 10. John Osborne, The Angry Young Men. John Osborne's Look Back in Anger and The Entertainer give voice to post-war disillusionment. Characters like Jimmy and Allison Porter rage against the status quo, fueled by economic stagnation and cultural decay. Osborne's confrontational dialogue lays bare the bitterness of a generation. Arthur Miller, The American Dream Exposed. In Death of a Salesman, The Crucible, and All My Sons, Arthur Miller paints the tragedy of broken promises. Willy Loman's crumbling ideals, Biff's rebellion, and Linda's quiet strength make us question the cost of chasing dreams. Miller turns the American household into a stage for existential truth. Tennessee Williams, The Fragile and the Fallen. Tennessee Williams gives us poetic, emotionally charged dramas like A Streetcar Named Desire, The Glass Menagerie, and Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. Through Blanche Dubois and Stanley Kowalski, he explores sexuality, loss, and broken illusions. Southern decay meets human vulnerability in every scene. Lorraine Hansberry, Dreams Deferred, Not Defeated. A Raisin in the Sun captures the hopes and hardships of a black family in a segregated America. Characters like Walter Lee and Beneatha Younger embody ambition, tension, and transformation. Hansberry's realism is laced with hope, a reminder that social change begins at home. 14. Iris Murdoch, Philosophy and Fiction. With novels like The Sea, and Under the Net, Iris Murdoch explores morality, love, and identity. Charles Arrowby's tangled emotions reflect the inner conflicts we all carry. Her witty, intellectual style forces us to question not just what we do, but why we do it. 15. Jack Kerouac, The Road to Freedom. In On the Road and the Dharma Bums, Jack Kerouac captures the restless spirit of the Beat generation. Sal Paradise and Dean Moriarty hit the road in search of meaning, rebellion, and raw experience. Kerouac's jazz-like prose pulses with life, freedom, and countercultural energy. Aldous Huxley, Visions of Control. Before 1984, there was Brave New World. Aldous Huxley imagined a future where comfort and control suppress the soul. Characters like Bernard Marx and John the Savage challenge a system built on artificial happiness. Huxley's dystopia is polished, terrifying, and eerily relevant. 17. William Golding, Beneath the Surface. In Lord of the Flies, The Inheritors, and Pincher Martin, William Golding explores what happens when civilization breaks down. Characters like Ralph, Jack, and Piggy reveal the savagery lurking beneath the surface. Golding's allegories ask, what is civilization really made of? Ray Bradbury, Fire and Wonder. Fahrenheit 451, The Martian Chronicles, and Something Wicked. This way comes blend speculative fiction with poetic prose. Guy Montag's rebellion in a world of burning books shows the danger of censorship and lost humanity. Bradbury warns and inspires with a spark of wonder. 19. Saul Bellow, City, Soul, and Struggle. In The Adventures of Augie March, Herzog, and Humboldt's Gift, Saul Bellow explores the intellect and identity of modern life. Augie March is street smart, philosophical, and searching. Bellow's work blends humor, reflection, and urban grit, capturing the chaos of existence. 20. Philip Roth, Desire and Disillusionment. Roth's novels, like Portnoy's Complaint, American Pastoral, and The Human Stain, are fearless explorations of identity and sexuality. Alexander Portnoy wrestles with guilt and longing in a confessional style full of sharp insight and biting wit. Roth exposes the fault lines of the American dream. 21. Flannery O'Connor, Gothic Truths. In A Good Man Is Hard to Find and Wise Blood, Flannery O'Connor merges faith and violence in Southern Gothic tales. Her character, the Misfit, embodies moral chaos, forcing us to confront uncomfortable truths. O'Connor's shocking endings lead us to deeper questions about sin, grace, and redemption. 22. John Updike, The Suburban Soul. With the Rabbit series and The Witches of Eastwick, John Updike paints suburbia in all its beauty and boredom. Through Harry Rabbit Angstrom, he captures the tension between comfort and dissatisfaction. His elegant prose reveals the complexities of everyday middle-class life. J.D. Salinger, Catching the Truth. Salinger's The Catcher in the Rye, Franny and Zoe, and 9 Stories explore alienation, youth, and spiritual yearning. Holden Caulfield's voice is raw and unforgettable. Through colloquial, introspective language, Salinger holds a mirror up to the confusion and honesty of adolescence. Anthony Burgess, A Clockwork Rebellion. With a clockwork, orange, and earthly powers, Anthony Burgess plays with language and morality. Alex DeLarge, the disturbing anti-hero, forces us to question free will, violence, and social control. Burgess's inventive style is as daring as the ideas he confronts. Carson McCullers, Tender Loneliness. Carson McCullers writes with deep sensitivity in The Heart is a Lonely Hunter and the Member of the Wedding. Her characters, like John Singer and Mick Kelly, are outsiders longing for connection. Through quiet, melancholic scenes, McCullers gives voice to the silenced and forgotten. Alice Walker, Power in the Personal. In The Color Purple, Meridian, and Possessing the Secret of Joy, Alice Walker gives us rich, epistolary narratives filled with pain, strength, and transformation. Saley, Nettie, and Shug Avery rise above trauma to reclaim their voices. Walker shows us that even in silence, there is power. 27. Conclusion: literature as resistance. Social realism isn't just about struggle, it's about survival, resistance, and revelation. These authors dared to depict the world as it is, not as we wish it to be. Now it's your turn. Dive into their works, let them challenge you, and carry their courage into your own storytelling, because truth once told can never be unheard. For more information, join us at our YouTube channel or Instagram account.